I'm in the turret again. This time, I'm in a Cutlass Black with a close friend of mine. We're doing monitor missions, but somehow she got a level 2 crime stat.
Contact.
This was a generally simple mission. Just destroy the monitors around the station. They were illegal and we had to get rid of them. Really, it was a simple task, and we got it done quickly.
Contact.
That was the last one. Once it was gone, we would be awarded 10,000 AUEC each and be on our way.
Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
I apologize in advance for having the chat open so much in this episode, but I was in a party for a lot of it, so it's going to be open a lot. I had met a very nice citizen by the name of Aviantix. He gave me 100,000 credits for starting out. We joined a party and met up at New Deal to get some ships and SRVs. I was looking for a ship by the name of the Nomad, kind of like an Asp Scout with a flatbed. I was still a full 500,000 credits short though, so I thought I'd have to do a bunch of missions. I was wrong. Avi sent me all the credits I needed to buy it, and a small amount more. I decided to buy the ship. I would have 33,000 AUEC left over. Let me tell you, that was worth it. We head back to Avi's ship, which, I'll be honest, I have no clue what it's called, but it was massive. I mean, this ship seemed bigger than most of the Elite Dangerous ships that I've ever seen, and I've seen some big Elite Dangerous ships. Watching the cargo hatch open was like some kind of dream. As an Elite Dangerous commander, you can only be in your cockpit, and watching this cargo hatch open just to this large cargo bay that had nothing significant other than being able to hold some boxes or whatever, it was something. The ship was insane. Some kind of ultra sci-fi vessel you'd see in the movies. The hatches, the hallways, even the cockpit. I sit down in the co-pilot's seat to look at the exterior. The ship was so big you couldn't even see the whole thing in one shot. Like I said last episode after hearing the 315P's engines powering up, I take back what I said about the engine sounds. They're amazing. I'd like to take a moment to thank the citizens who welcomed me to the verse. If YouTube user and citizen Ray Sakisaka, I will attempt to take a look at the Karax engines. I'll need to make some money first. And this was one way to do it. I hopped on Axie's combat vessel as we prepare to make some money by bounty hunting. I've been alerted that you can click G in order to change your gyro, and that was after I recorded all these clips, so I will be using that from now on. We were doing quite well for ourselves, destroying every enemy we saw.
Target destroyed. Warning, weapon system overheating. Target destroyed.
This is what took down a bit of our hull and made things start going wrong.
Bogey. Shields hit. Target destroyed. Bogey.
I decided to go down to investigate after that. It didn't look good. The rear hatch was blown open. Same with the sides. Smoke was everywhere and the alarms were on. It was scary. Elite didn't have nearly as climactic moments as this. I decided to go down and take a peek, which seemed fine at the moment. I didn't get pushed out or anything because there was an atmospheric shield. I was walking slowly. I'm not sure why. It seemed slower than the usual walk. There were pipes bursted and the red glow made the ship look as if it was on fire. We headed back to port. Evie had left a bit before we started to head back, and he was okay with lending us his ship. That's when my close friend Cammy lost control of the ship. We were headed straight for port and we had to evac as soon as possible before we had impact. Luckily the ship was quite slow, but I was all the way at the turret and she was all the way at the canopy. It would take a little bit for us to evacuate, but we were able to do it. Smoke was filling up the ship. We had to get out as soon as possible. I climbed down the ladder as we neared the station. We weren't able to slow down, speed up, or turn. We had lost full control of the ship. I jump out the cargo hatch into deep space. The ship hits the station once I leave, throwing me back a bit. It was still intact, but falling out of orbit. I tried to catch up with it, but failed. I knew it would be a short time before the engines or power plant blew up. That was it. The ship was done. Cammy was still in there. I believe she was still alive. I tried to reach the ship but fail. It was traveling too fast. I couldn't help her. I respawned and retrieved my ship to get her. It was the first time I would use a Nomad. Though times were tense at the moment, I couldn't help but realize again how beautiful this game is. I tried to enter my Nomad, but failed to locate the hatch for a moment. I cut that out, don't worry.
All systems operational.
The orange HUD made me feel like I was actually piloting an Elite Dangerous ship again. It was nice, slight nostalgia, but I'm glad that I'm playing Star Citizen now. It's better than I think Elite Dangerous will ever be, unfortunately. Cammy had refugeed to an Origin 890 Super Jump. I believe that's what it was called. She had the EVA over to my ship, and it was quite a sight to see. My ship was so small compared to it, and watching her EVA over just made me realize how much I was missing out in Elite Dangerous. The boost in this ship kind of sounds like a backfire, so I really like boosting in it. I do it a lot more than I did in my 315p. What did I say? I did it way too much. It was the next day. Kemi was okay, and so was everybody else. Bit traumatized, but that was fine. I had to get better shields, and a better power plant, and better weapons for my Nomad. I wanted to do a little bit of bounty hunting in it. So, I went to Microtech. I'd never been there before other than the time that I had spawned, so it was good to see everything around it. It was really cool, and really fun to see. There's a large bullet train, and it was amazing to use. I've used it once, but I never really looked around in it. And it was insane the amount of detail in this game. I finally find Omega Pro. New Babbages, shields, power plants, coolers, everything you need other than weapons, really. It's got everything for outfitting, and it was really cool to see all the things that you'll put in your ship right there. I was used to it just being some screen. It was crazy. It was really crazy. I did a little bit of research, and I chose the shields that I needed to get. I didn't have enough for all three. I equipped the shield and power plant through my Mobi-Glass. It added a little bit, but when I went bounty hunting, I didn't see much of a difference. I really need to get those other two. I'll probably work on that between videos, so next time I record, I'll have all three. The outfitting in Star Citizen was really interesting. I like that you had to go to a shop, then equip it through your Mobi-Glass. It was pretty cool. I really liked it. Back in my ship, I grabbed some bounties, and I was on my way. By some bounties, I mean it was one bounty. I'm still not used to hailing people through a Mobi-Glass. I'm used to going to a panel, so I keep on, like, what's the keybind? And then I click F11 and it's fine. But I always pause a little bit instead of just being able to fly and go right for it. It'll take a little bit to get used to, but I like to change.
Landing gear retracted.
I honestly don't know what Robert Space Industries used for their graphics, but God, they just look amazing. The fog against the strobe lights and the jet stream and just everything. It looks so cool combined. And 3.14 is coming out in like soon, I think. And they're bringing dynamic clouds, which aren't like these 2D clouds. So it's just gonna look so good. I don't know how they're doing it, but I'd like to speak to them in person. I'm on my way to the first bounty. I don't know what to expect.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
I apologize for the extremely low frame rate here. I don't know what happened, but even my 32 gigabytes of RAM can't handle Star Citizen.
Quantum travel engaged.
And here's where I noticed that it's not a bounty. It's some kind of on-the-ground mission.
Quantum travel complete.
As I get closer to the ground, the atmosphere thickens. I can't see anything, except for a few mountains in the distance. As I get closer to the ground, I can see a little bit more things, but it was just amazing. I don't know how they did it, I really don't. But I was a little bit scared for what was coming up. There were 7 bounties.
Shield active.
Yeah, it turns out the Nomad isn't very good for combat, or at least in the state that it was in with me. Yeah, I didn't do well. I was taking heavy fire and didn't know what to do. Please, if any citizens are watching this video, tell me what I was doing wrong and try to help me correct it. I'd like to do some of these missions on camera, and even off camera. They're really fun, and I love doing them near the ground.
Shield charging. Shield at full strength. Shield failure. Shield charging. Shield at full strength.
I kept seeing explosions in that turret, but it never blew up.
Failure.
I don't know what happened there, but
Shield charging.
either way, that happened. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any tips or anything for me, please do tell me in the comments. I would love to know. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!